Good morning. Good morning. I am Sunshine, and this is the ABCube method for I am ABCube tutor. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's cubes. Every size and shape Rubik's cubes. Formula A, Formula B. That's all you need. No algorithm. No memorizing algorithms. No parodies to worry about. No standardized notation. You just look at the cube. You make four moves, 8 moves, and and you can solve every cube. Good morning. How's everybody doing? You guys. Okay, oops, I've got some pop-ups here I've got to get rid of. Hello. Okay, hi. This is the ABCube method for solving Rubik's cubes. Let me quick overview. Formula A is four moves. You look at the front of the cube as if it were a spreadsheet of columns and rows. And for Formula A, you line piece up where it wants to be, and then you do Formula A to bring it to the top. You move these two are going to flip. You move this piece away from the action. You move the space it wants to be in down. You move the cube into this space and the cube into space back up again, and that's Formula A. When you're working on the bottom row and the right column, it flips these two corners and does a bunch of other stuff. So we're only do it in multiples that solve the cube. It reverses it and twists it as it's doing it. So there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. So Formula A, we use on the corners to bring your active color to the top, and we move it on absolute centers also to move it to the top. Formula B does everything else. It's 8 moves, and we use the top row and 2 columns. If you use the outside columns, you're working on corners. If you use an outside and an inside column, you're working on edges, and 2 inner columns, you're working on centers. You don't have to memorize which thing does which. You just pick a cube to apply it to. So if I'm applying it to this piece, then the top row, and the first column is where I want it to end up. So if I want it to go this way, there'd be this column, and the second column is where it begins, so this column. So if I want it to go this way, it'd be this column and this column. If I want it to go this way, it'd be this column and this column. First move is to move it away from where it wants to be. Up, back. Second up, reverse, down, back, down, and you can see that on column B, it's a commutator. Every left there's a right, every up there's a down. So if I want to move this to this side, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay. Again, let's do that again. Okay. This piece wants to go over here, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down, and this piece wants to go here, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Formula B always moves 3 pieces. There's always 3 pieces. If there's any piece to move, there's at least 3. Parity is where it looks like there's 2 pieces to move, and we will talk about that when we get there. But there's never 2 pieces to move. There's always 3 pieces, and if you only see 2 pieces, the piece you don't see, the piece you don't see is the piece you don't see. It's if for example, if this one wants to be here, this one wants to be here. Or if this one wants to be here, this one wants to be here, or if this one wants to be here. Anyway, anything a parity looks like, it's 2 pieces. The third piece is the center of the cube. Because of the mathematics of the cube, there always has to be 3 pieces. So if it looks like there's 2, the invisible piece that you can't see is a quarter turn off. And if you make that turn and then solve it again in that orientation, the parity disappears. So, how are we today? Good morning. Okay. Today's weekday mornings I just do a walkthrough. Generally on Monday I did the corners, that's these. And on a 2x2, that's all you have. But on every other cube, that outlines that dictates what color each face is going to be. In the olden times, we used to work around the absolute center because that's all well, we had a 3x3. When you came up with the 4x4, that became redundant. But the corners are always, once the corners are correct to each other, then you know what side the colors are going to be, what colors the sides are going to be. So, having done the corners, I did the corners. I trained my eyes to look for white and yellow. So I'm going to keep looking for white and yellow. I'm going to put white and yellow and white are left and right. So it doesn't matter whether the white's on this side, yellow's on this side, or whether I flip it and the white's on this side and yellow's on this side. As long as the yellow and white are left and right, we're going to place our opposite edges. We're going to place to the outside. And so instead of saying, oh, where's my yellow and red, and find my yellow and red and put them together and then place them, that's extra steps. So instead of looking for a piece, I just find any piece that's wrong and wants to be on the outside and move it. So this has a yellow on it, and my yellow and whites want to be on the outside, so this is obviously incorrect. So here's my yellow, and it's yellow plus another color. So I move the corners to match the front color, and then it's going in the yellow direction, which is this way. So we'll follow the B exactly. I'm applying it to this piece. Where's my marker? Where's my marks? There we go. Sticky. I'm applying it to this piece. Get that hair out of the way. Oh, good grief. Fluffer Bunny has been contributing. Okay, so I'm just marking the piece so you can follow with your eyes what I'm following with my eyes. So this piece is corners match the front. It's going in the yellow direction, so it's going to end up here. This is my first up, this is my second up, and I begin by moving it away from where it wants to be. Up, every other move is the opposite of, every other horizontal move is the opposite of the previous one. Down, down. This cube is placed here, and here's another yellow. I look for any yellow or whites that are in the middle area. Yellow's on top. Bring the corners to match the front. It's going this direction, so away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. This is placed, and here's a white. Okay, I want my yellow or white to be on top, so I flip the cube. Yellow and white are still left and right. I need to move the corners to match the front, and it's going in the white direction. So up, up, down, down. Okay, here's another piece. I don't have to look for where's my other red. I just find a piece that's wrong, set it up, throw it in that direction, for as long as there's a white or a yellow in the middle. Here's one. Yellow and white are left and right. Bring the corners to match the front. It's going in the yellow direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. I started with the 4x4 so you can see they don't have to be matched up. You can treat each row individually. Corners are lined up. It's going in the white direction. Up, up, down, down, and keep going as long as there's a yellow or white anywhere in the middle. Match the corners, determine its direction, move it away. Up, up, down, down. Okay. We're only looking at the edges right now. The corners are stable and telling us where to go, and the centers we'll do later. So we're only looking at the edges. So there's no yellow or white here. No, there's a white. Put it on top. Bring the corners to match. It's going in this direction. So away, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. Here's another piece. corners to match, up, up, down, down. Here's another piece. Flip the cube so the color's on top. Match the corner, bring the corners to match. Move it away, up, first up, in, second up, reverse down, reverse down. Yellow or white, yellow, there's a yellow. Corners to match. Place it, up, up, down, down. Here's a yellow. Put it on top. Bring the corners to match. Move it in this direction. Find another white or yellow, put it on top. Bring the corners to match, and just allow the rinse repeat. More of the same. For as long as there's a yellow or white in the middle, we just move it. We just throw it in the direction it wants to be. Put the yellow or white on top, corners match, determine its direction, up, up, down, down. Now what happens if there's not one in the middle? Because let's say this one is displaced, or this is white, or this yellow is this way. In which case you would just take a garbage piece and put it into the space that's wrong, and that will move it to the middle so you can work on it. Corners match the front, out, up, in, up, out, down, in, down. And now my yellow and white are correct. Make sure they are the correct, and then we move. That's the opposite edges. Let's do it on this cube. So yellow and white are left and right. Okay. Here is a white or yellow. It's on top. Bring the corners to match the front. It's going in the white direction. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Here's another one. Put our active color on top, bring the corners to match the front. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Looking for another one. Here's one. Corners match the front. It's going in which direction it's going. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay, that one's placed. That's not white or yellow, that's not white or yellow, that's not white or that's not white. Okay, so here's an example of what I was talking about. There's no more whites or yellows in the middle for me to move out. So I look to see if the sides are matched. These two are not correct. This one's not. These three are not correct. But they're not in the middle, so I can't work on them. So I pick a piece that's wrong here on the side, that one, and I'm going to put a random piece, garbage piece, into this spot, which will move this out to the middle where I can work on it. Again, we're keeping yellow and white left and right. So away, up, in, second up, away, down, in, down, and now there's a yellow or white I can work on. Okay, yellow and white are still left and right. Match the corners to the front, determine its direction, and move it away. Up, up, down, down. Rotate the cube, yellow and white are left and right, bring the corners to match the front, determine its direction, and move it away. Up, up, down, down. Here's another one. Bring the corners to match the front. Up, up, down, down. And okay, no more. Okay, here's another one. away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay, yellow or white's in the middle. There's no more yellow or white's in the middle, so I look to see. Yellow is correct, white is not yet. Okay, so there's one more piece. So this piece, I need to move it out of the way so I can work on it. So I'll put a garbage piece in. Up, up, down, down. Yellow and white are left and right. Match the corners to the front. Up, up, down, down. Okay, so now you have the side edges. The opposite edges are done. Okay, and the side edges are done the same way. Just put white face down, and the sides are not correct, so we pick one to displace anything that's incorrect, and we place a piece from the yellow side into it. Up, up, down, down, and you're only working with, you're ignoring everything but the cube you're working on. So I'm ignoring all the top except for the one that's not yellow. Match the corners to the front. It's going in this direction, so away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Now my yellow is eventually going to find its way back to the top, but I'm going to work with the piece that's not yellow until it does. Because formula B for edges, it moves from the top front to one of the side edges. Match the corners to the front. It's going in the green direction, so away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Work with a piece that's not yellow. Corners already match. It's going in this direction. Up, up, and I'm going to keep working with the one piece that's not yellow until the yellow finds its way back to the top. Up, up, down, down. And yellow found its way back to the top. Yay! Okay, so when the yellow finds its way back to the top, whether it's correctly placed or incorrectly placed, as long as the yellow's back to the top, then we check the sides to see if they're correct. These ones are not. This one of them is. Some of them are. So find one that's not. This one. And displace one of the yellows into this spot. Well, this one's going to go there, so let's line it up so that this one is going to be the one that's going to go there. Up, up, down, down. Okay, and again, we're ignoring the yellow will find its way back to the top again eventually, but in the meantime we're working on this one. It's going in this direction. Up, up, down, down. Okay, work on the piece that's not yellow. White stays down for the rest of the cage. Bring the cube to the corners match the front. It's going in this direction, so away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. And corners match the front. It's going in this direction. Up, up, down, down. Corners match the front. The whole cube, not just the top. It's going in the green direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Yellow came back to the top. Set the top and check it. These are correct, these are correct, these are correct, these are correct. So now the cage is done. The corners and edges are done. That's called the cage. This is Okay, and so cage is done on that one. Let's finish this one. Okay, so yellow and white are done, so white goes down, face down, and it's going to stay that way till for the rest of the corners. The yellows are correct. I'm going to line up my center because I can. I know what it's supposed to be. If it's on the 4x4, I couldn't do that because you couldn't see where the absolute center is. So if I had forgotten to place this and done it, I would end up with a parity, because if the centers are an odd number of turns off, you'll get a parity, and even number of turns you won't. So that's why you cannot get a parity on here, but you can get a parity on the 3x3 that's a void, because you cannot see if the centers are correct or not. So white's face down. I'm going to look to see if the sides are correct. This one is not correct, so I'm going to apply B to this cube. I'm going to put a yellow down and just place this cube to the top. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Keeping a yellow, white face down, looking for what's not yellow on top until the yellow comes back to the top. So it's blue. Line up the cube so the corners match. It's going in this direction, so away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. And the yellow came back to the top. So now we check. Now we check to see if what the sides are doing. This one is not correct. This one is not correct. And this one is not correct. So we have 4 that are not correct. Okay. All right. Formula B switches switches 2 around. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to displace my yellow into an incorrect spot, and okay, up, down, formula B, down, and then it's back here. I'm going to bring it back to the front so I can place it again correctly. Up, down, down, and that flips 2 pieces that are not diagonal, adjacent to each other rather than opposite each other. These 2 are opposite each other. I can line them up and then unline them. I'm going to flip these 2 and then these 2. Up, down, down. Bring it to the front. Place it again, and now that's correctly placed, and this one's flipped. Now these 2 are flipped. Up, down, formula B, top twice to bring it back to the front, and then formula B again. Okay, those are the edges. Edges, because today was Tuesday. If you've just joined me, I'm Sunshine, and this is the ABCube method for solving every Rubik's Cube. Every Rubik's Cube can be solved with just formula A and formula B, whether it's a 7x7 or a 2x2 or anything in between. All you need is formula A and formula B to solve your cubes. You don't have to memorize different algorithms, which one to use, which does what, and which order to do them in. Formula A is used to bring an active color to the top, and formula B is used to move 3 pieces around. Because if the cubes are not correctly placed, then there will always be 3 cubes to move. If it looks like there's 2 cubes to move, it's because you can see 2 of them that are incorrect. The piece that you can't see is the piece that you can't see. It's the row itself that parity is on. And when you move that row 1/4 turn, then you'll have one cube that's one corner that's one edge. I know words. One edge that's correct and 3 that are not, and those 3 can be placed with formula B. So you don't have to memorize long algorithms. You don't have to memorize when to use which algorithm, because whether you're doing the Formula B only moves the pieces you want to move. It doesn't move the rest of the cube. So if all you have left to do are the corners, then it does the corners without messing up the centers or the edges. If all you have left to do are the edges, it'll do that without messing up the corners or the centers. The exception being when your cube is incorrect and the center needs to be rotated a quarter turn in order to undo the parity, because all parities are lies. There's never two pieces to move. There's always three pieces to move. So that's it. That's my Tuesday lesson. Anybody have any wonderful plans for the day besides work and school? I live in Utah, so I'm going to go take a trip to the clock tower. Thank you for following me, Uniform Cap. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm here every weekday morning, just doing a walkthrough of the steps of my method. I'm also here to just play on Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. I do also do live tutorials. I have a Zoom that I incorporate, so if you have any friends who want to learn or help me demonstrate this method, then I am set up to do that on Fridays and Saturdays. If I don't have someone who wants to learn, then I just stream and monologue. But I do online tutorials, and if you let me stream it, it's free. So bring me your non-cuber friends, the ones who say, I don't want to put in this months and years of memorizing. I just can't memorize. Just tell me what the secret is. This is the secret. When I teach this to non-cubers, it takes me between an hour and a half to 2 hours. So, and then they can walk away with this cube in their hand and know that if they scramble it, they can solve it again. This is not a speed method, but if you are trying to learn learn what algorithms do, this will help you reset your cube to solved, so you can then do the algorithm from a solved cube to see what the algorithm does and how to use it. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, so it's ABCube. You can ABCube.how. ABCube.how@gmail.com is my email. You can check out my bio. You can find me at speedsolver.com. This method is also on Wikipedia for the Professor's Cube. So that's it. I'm gonna go have a fun day. I hope you guys all do too. Thank you for the follow, and I will be back here tomorrow morning. So thank you for coming to play with me. You guys all have a great day. I'll be here tomorrow. Bye, Uniform Cap. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.